Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would just give a quick roundup as we get to the end of December. I don't know when this will go up, but it's actually New Year's Eve this evening when I'm recording this. And I wanted to give a summary of my impressions and thoughts about the Liberty Advent Calendar and the whole December Advent daily openings that we've been through together. I loved the Liberty Advent Calendar, in short. I think it was a good buy, which is quite a bold thing to say because it was a very expensive purchase for what was essentially a novelty item. It cost me, I bought it at cost price, £195, so nearly £200, which I absolutely appreciate. For a lot of people is a ridiculous amount of money to spend on something which contains items that you have no idea whether you're going to like or want or be able to use. It's a lot of money to spend even if you know you're buying something that you're guaranteed to like. So I fully appreciate that I'm very lucky to be able to spend that amount of money on essentially a whim. Having said that, I did think that it delivered, for me, good value. There were enough products in the calendar that I really like, that I can definitely use. Most of those actually products that I would not have bought for myself without having them introduced by the calendar. In other words, they were not products that I had read about, that had had masses of publicity, that other bloggers have talked about, for example. And in front of you really are a few of the ones that I've particularly liked. I should say, in addition to these, there were other products that I had heard of, more well-known ones to me, like the Laura Mercier finishing powder, which is, you know, a well-known cult product. It's not for me, although I understand why people like it. The Pixie Glow Tonic, again, it's something I've tried in the past. It's not a bad product. A lot of people swear by it. It's not my favourite of that type of product. There was an Eve Lom lip balm, which is a good product, just I wouldn't use. There was a diptyque candle, which I'm not showing here because that is something, you know, I've bought diptyque candles in the past. I'll buy them again. I use them. There was an Aromatherapy Associates aroma oil, which again, that's a brand that I'm very familiar with and I use. So these products in front of us are products that I definitely would not have used without the Advent Calendar, but I really like them. Two of them in particular I want to talk about because I think they're absolutely star products and I can't believe that I haven't tried them. I absolutely love them. They're these two. The Votary Superseed Nutrient Skin Cream. This product alone retails for, I'm going to say £59. I did look it up when I unwrapped it. Either £59 or £69. So I was absolutely astonished. This is a full size. You know, if you're just looking at that within the £195, maybe this was one of the most expensive products. I guess it probably was. But, you know, that almost on its own, these two products, made the calendar of decent value to me. Now, this skin cream, which is fragrance-free, organic, well, it doesn't actually say organic, but, you know, one of those kind of natural type products. It's completely unfragranced, and it's quite unusual for me to actually like an unfragranced cream, because I don't mind fragrance on creams. You can see I've dug into it quite a bit already. It's not going to be for everyone. It's an extremely thick cream, much thicker than any I have in my current armoury, and you do have to really massage it in. Just having a lighting debacle there. This is this light that I purchased from Amazon. It's not entirely stable. Anyway, crisis averted. There we are. The cream has rubbed in. Not that you're going to be able to see that on the back of my hand, but it definitely leaves a very moist, protected kind of seal on the skin. And I found it an absolute godsend this month when I had a bad cold virus for part of the month, ran a temperature, which always causes problems with my skin. And my skin was also playing up because of the extremes of temperature, going out when it was quite cold and then coming into a lot of aggressively centrally heated rooms. So my skin has been particularly dry and unusually sensitive, and I found this cream has been an absolute godsend. So if you're looking for a cream like that, a heavy duty evening moisturizer, I really think this is one to look at. And yeah, I just loved it. It seems, looking up the range on the internet, that they have a fairly limited range of products, which I regard as quite a good thing. I think it's much better for niche brands to stick to one or two products that they do really, really well than branching out left, right and centre and kind of diluting the USP, as it were, of the brand. So yeah, definitely a vote from me for Votary, and thanks to Liberty for introducing me to it. Trish McAvoy, on the other hand, very well known. I have bought her makeup in the dim and distant past, but not really looked at it at all, I guess, for about the last 10 years. This is an under eye concealer, and you know already that I very much like the Becca cream in a pot under eye concealer. That's been one of my kind of products of the year in past years. Can't remember if it's last year or the year before when I discovered it. And I also wear Chanel's Ordinary concealer under the eyes sometimes, and sometimes NARS. This is more in the line of the typical under eye concealers, i.e. with a Dauphin, and it's in the kind of orangey shade, which is effective in blocking out dark under eye circles, which I have. It's much, much lighter than the Becca. I don't know if you can see there, it's even concealing a little bit that age spot on the back of my hand. But for under eye circles, it's absolutely fantastic. And I've been wearing that pretty much non-stop. It's very easy to apply. It doesn't aggravate, show up the under eye lines, and it definitely blots out the dark circles. So definitely does what it says on the tin. A good product. I'm really pleased that I've got that. The kind of back row are products that I've enjoyed. I'm not sure I would say I'll rush out and buy them again, but they're good. Top amongst them, I would put this Ren primer. Again, I've used Ren products in the past. I often get free samples of their products. This, I think, is probably a full size. It's certainly a very generous size of their Perfect Canvas, which is a non-silicone primer. It's a liquid primer, which I haven't come across before. So it's a little more tricky to apply than cream primers, for me anyway, which is why I'm not sure I'd necessarily rush to get it again. I don't think it massively improves the appearance of my enlarged pores, which is one of the things I look for in a primer. So again, it doesn't score as highly with me as my favoured Tom Ford primer does. What it does do is definitely improve the longevity of my makeup. The makeup goes on easily, provided you just let it dry and sink in a little bit. And I definitely notice a difference in how long my foundation adheres unpatchily to the skin after using this. So in that sense, it's a really good primer and no silicone slip, which is nice. I still can't pronounce it, Omoritskva lotion. This is supposedly an illuminating moisturiser. I've been enjoying using this. It feels and smells very, very nice. In contrast to the Votary, it's a very light lotion, but it glides on very easily. It doesn't have an SPF, so I'd wear it less in the summer, but it's ideal as a daytime moisturiser at the moment with a little bit of added sunscreen. It's a nice product. I don't know how illuminating it is, but then I quite like a really dewy look, so, you know, I'm a great one for bunging on the highlighters or wearing a very illuminating primer. But it's a nice product. It's I can understand why it's popular, and I'm enjoying it. Similarly with this, the Aurelia Revitalise and Brighten Eye Dew. Unlike the Trish McAvoy, I'm not seeing it making a difference to the under eye black circles, but it does feel very, very nice when you put it on. It's a rollable, so I think part of the feel is because this is, you know, cool when you put it on. Excuse me, I'm recording this too soon after lunch, I think, bit of indigestion there. But yeah, I like it, enjoying using it at this time of year. I was quite surprised by the effectiveness of this Malin & Goetz eucalyptus deodorant. I was very dubious because I like antiperspirants rather than deodorants. Has a very pleasant medicinal smell, dries very quickly, very convenient little tube to carry with you, and it seems to work. I haven't noticed that I'm particularly sniffy after wearing this, and been in some alcohol-fueled hot environments over the last few weeks. So yeah, a definite plus for that. I don't know that it's going to make me stop getting my Mitchums, but I do like it. And here's a surprise. I unwrapped this on Christmas Day. Certainly was either Christmas Eve or the Christmas Day drawer. And it's Le Labo Another 13. I was very dubious when I first smelled it, but I actually like it. It's another of these very unisex, fresh fragrances. It's one of those that definitely adheres to your clothes. I was wearing it over Christmas for a couple of days, and when I unpacked that suitcase, it just opened the suitcase, and the smell of this was very much in my face in a way that I hadn't noticed it when I was just kind of walking around wearing it on my skin. I mean, I could smell it, but not as strongly. There are just some fragrances that do seem to cling to clothes. 1932, 34 by Chanel is another one of those. But anyway, yeah, I'm enjoying this, and I definitely wouldn't have purchased it for myself. So those were my favourites, if you like, from the Liberty calendar, and I think just on their own they more than justified the purchase price, as well as the fun of opening the calendar every day and on camera sharing with you guys. I hope that you have enjoyed seeing some of these products and hearing about them. I've certainly been helped by some of your comments. Some of you have known far more about these products than I did and were already familiar with them. Would I buy the Liberty calendar again? I'm kind of in two minds about it. The only thing that would put me off would be the fact that I've read that the products are very similar from one year to another. So having enjoyed it so much this year, I'm conscious that having come across the products this year, if I was getting ones from the same ranges next year, I might not be quite as thrilled. My other gripe is that there were 2 vouchers for £10 off at Liberty included in the calendar. One of them expiring on Christmas Eve, the other one expiring, I think, on the 31st of January, so there's still time to use that. But both of them appeared in drawers very late on. I'm going to say around the kind of 20th mark, the one that expired on Christmas Eve, which is a real shame because there was no time for me to use it, and it really should have been in a drawer right at the beginning, I think. But, you know, that's just one little gripe. On the whole, it was a great thumbs up from me, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Until next time, bye for now.